I'm Roger Lee, and I'm here at ArtframeR, my little studio, with Carley Rangen, and we're going to talk about art and life and love and everything.
All the things.
So Carley,
Yes, Roger.
let's start with the journey from there to here.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Are we starting in the dinosaurs?
What's the big start? What's the big bang that led you here?
The big decision making over all the years.
As an artist?
How did I get here?
Yeah.
Well, I was always an artist as a kid. I was on the kitchen floor drawing, painting, doing whatever. And then, life of a teenager to, I guess I'm having a child, led to,
the things.
So yes, I had children young, and that old, I don't know what I want to be when I grow up. I still fall under that category. Right. But the school system was an option to dive in and become a teacher assistant. My kid's dad was a teacher. Yeah. So it was a good fit. So I did that for 16 years. Yes.
Did you go into schooling as your kids were growing?
Yes.
Yes. You had to juggle a lot of things.
Yes.
No time for painting.
There was no time. I did a little when my first was a baby. I kind of dove in and I took a watercolor class with a local artist, so that was very fun. But I just didn't have time. So I did that, and then I just decided I needed to change, and so I left the school district. A friend of a friend actually asked if I wanted to start in interior design. She was starting up a company. So I said, okay, I don't know much, but I can make headboards out of, wood planks and stuff. Yeah. So I dove in, learned a whole bunch of stuff.
You went right into sort of carpentry.
Well, I would muck around with activities and stuff at home, like projects. Oh, okay. I was married to a teacher. It was a lot of let's do stuff at home.
Handy, do it yourself.
Do it myself. So I did a lot of that. Yeah. So and then interior design for 15, 16. Well, I consider I'm still kind of in it because I still kind of help with styling and such. But so almost 20 years and self-taught. I used to peer over at the floor plans and just watch and try to figure it out what they were talking about. Right. So that was good. It was again very artistic, creative. So no longer working with kids and behaviors. Now adults, creativity. So it was totally different spectrum. So I've enjoyed that. I continue to enjoy that. But I was feeling like there was a niche that was missing, and because I've always loved art, I decided, I'm just going to take a break. And so I kind of closed down my design business and took an online art course, Milan Art Institute down the States. Right. So I finished that up, and I'm still painting, and now I'm kind of doing both.
Excellent. Yes. What a nice arc, to pull together different things after you've really gotten into either one. And and the kids are a little older and more independent.
Empty nester now.
Yeah. Empty Esther.
I could be an Esther too. Come, children. They're all out of the nest.
I was empty Esther before I started painting. Now
I was
I'm
in the
full.
nest. Now I'm a different nest. And how about you? How did you get here?
To start from where to there.
Yes. Because now you're here in your art framing studio.
Yeah, I'd been devoted entirely to making my own music since I was a teen. Folk and rock and singer-songwriter, and moved to Toronto to dive headfirst into it. Fortunate to find a beautiful local music scene in the 90s that still makes me quiver with it. And I'm still connected to some of these people as long best friends. As you get older, you got to get more practical because music, there was always more money going out than ever coming in. And not sustainable. So I would jump from odd job to odd job in between kind of thing. But eventually, thank God my cousin Janet had started a picture framing shop in Vancouver in the 90s. And I would help her out occasionally. And then by the mid-2000s, I was hired on as her right-hand guy. And yeah, more and more into it. And then the last 10 years, full-time working at the picture framing nook in a furniture showroom.
Oh, interesting.
A fellow who'd been making beautiful handmade furniture for the community for decades.
And where was that?
That was in Vancouver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So last year I'd had it with Vancouver and other things. I mean, post-COVID changed everything. It changed the world. It made everything much more difficult to afford, the cost of living, employment challenges with that my partner had, and just hitting the wall after 30 years in Vancouver. So I've had enough of that. We moved here to be back home with my family and people that I've known here for a long time.
Well, the Okanagan's a nice place.
Yeah, what a beautiful, beautiful valley. Incredible scenery. And so many painters here. There's so many artists because I guess how can you resist?
Right? There's so much inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Any season,
Yeah, I love it. Yes, I know my favorite's landscapes, abstracts.
Yeah, we can take. Yeah, you can take aspects of what we're seeing out there, the hillsides, and even I'm seeing the burnt out trees and things.
Yeah. And that I just was intuitive painting. So I'll just look at pictures and get kind of an idea, and then I just go with it. Beautiful. So yeah. And they tell me, is there a blue moon coming up? Is this what I hear, or a full moon?
I know there's a leap year. Is that related? No.
I don't know. Is it a leap year? Oh, well, that one there is the blue moon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. But I also think, of course, your ever-present aquamarine.
Oh
color.
Yeah, I can't help myself.
There is actually not this lake, not the Okanagan Lake, but Lake Kalamalka Lake.
Kalamalka, there's a ton of it.
That color in it, and I never know why, but it's a magical.
Yeah, there's a thing about that.
It's not tropical at all, but it's got that.
It feels like it is. Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Yeah, I know. I've tried to paint in different colors, and I just always go back to the blues and the greens, and
that's really nice.
Thank you. Yeah, it's all that landscape influence. Yeah.
And have you ever been to the tropics? This is where these colors come to me and haunt me forever. Going to Bahamas when I was a kid.
Yeah, I was in the Bahamas. I was thinking too much about the sharks than
the
water. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but no, definitely inspired. Just color in general is And I think that's half the fun is mixing your colors. So they're not just straight out of the tube. Right. So you're coming up with
that's
things.
a level of maturity I found as I dabble with painting now and again. It's eventually like, why don't I mix colors?
Yeah.
And then, wow.
Yeah. And then complementary.
I'm a real artist.
I've graduated to a whole new level. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's very fun. With this art school that I took, of course, you learn about drawing and sketching, and they do a lot of the old school Rembrandt style. And so it was very fascinating to go. I mean, I never would have touched doing portraits, and then now I've done a few. And of course, they're a little bit more abstract. But one of the things that they talk about is when you're working with acrylic paints. So those, they dry very fast. You can go over them if you don't like them. So I really like starting with acrylics. And then you move into oil, and oil is what gives it life.
Oh, of course, because the oil can sit on top of the acrylic.
Yes, you can't do acrylic on top of oil, but you put oil so you can do your washes and then your highlights. And then they talk about the cools and the warms. So you put your warms at your focal point. So yes, there's all this like scientific technology that I've learned. Yes, I feel very scientific.
That's good.
Yeah. So now it's just playing.
A lot of people, I know you said it was an online course.
Yep.
So you probably move at your own pace kind of thing?
They encourage you to follow. Like they're fairly, they want you to kind of follow, because I think that's what would happen is you would fall off your schedule. And no, not on a class. It's a family, and so they've videotaped themselves, kind of like what we're doing. And then, they would paint and instruct as they would go, and then you would have homework. And so she encourages you to paint 40 hours a week.
Right.
Yes, which is a lot.
Yeah, I don't doubt it. There was a painter once I met in Vancouver, an older fellow. He like years earlier had met his mentor, whoever that was. And the advice he was given was get 300 little canvases, fill them all up, and when you're done that, you'll have a style that's recognizable.
Right, because it is all about finding your style too. Yeah, and that is the trick, I think, is you just have to keep going. Like I listen to others, and oh yeah, I dabbled, and then it sat in the closet for 6 months, and then I went
I
back.
bought
and
5 canvases. I'm
you
not
started.
gonna get there.
Well, maybe you should go back and pull them back out again and
Jeez.
try.
Oh.
You can do that in your spare time when you're not framing.
That's right. Nothing's impossible. Man.
No, nothing is. Well,
The
you'd
only
be
thing is
surprised.
I don't know what happened in the last few years, but I came to the point where I hate painting. I hate the mess.
Why?
It's messy.
It's a texture thing, or you
It's
just don't like the
It's
mess.
the mess. And maybe I've never had a studio where I could
Close the
sprawl
door.
out and
Oh, you have to have a space.
fling paint everywhere.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You gotta toss it.
And maybe I don't have the right clothes, so I'm always worrying. Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah,
just the
don't worry
mess
about
and
that,
the
yeah.
tedium of it. Yeah, damn it.
I gotta clean these.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people won't touch oils because of that.
Right.
They think it's too complicated, takes forever to dry.
And then you're wearing the paint
cleaning
all
it.
week
Well,
and-
yeah. Before I came, I had a blue streak down here. I'm like, I could have left that for
You
effect.
are a work of art.
Yeah, there we go. Just dabbling. But it's really not bad. You get your own rhythm. But yeah, I have my own studio, so I can just close the door and see ya. Yeah, and I don't always clean my palette the day of.
That's right. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I guess the leap.
Yeah.
Maybe I became more neurotic or more ADD or something. Yeah.
We do all these things as we get older.
Yeah.
We get quieter,
Yeah.
slower.
And we don't see it. Nobody told us.
Nobody talked about any of
It's
this.
weird being in your 50s.
Yes.
I wouldn't say that about you, but there's so
I would agree.
much about the 50s. My siblings too. We're all in the same age group. It's like, why didn't anybody tell us these things?
Right?
All
The things. I know, this transitionary period. I just remember as a kid saying, okay, why do they always talk about their health? What's with that?
Yeah.
Everyone's complaining about their health as they're smoking
Yeah, let
and
it go.
drinking.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you get here like, oh yeah, things start to wear out a little bit.
Yeah.
But
Oh, Lord.
I know. You grin.
And then it's one thing after another thing after another thing.
Is this your first summer in the Okanagan?
This will be the second summer.
Second summer.
Had a really beautiful time last summer. We had like a couple gallery shows in the space
it was
here.
awesome.
I was getting my business set up and rolling.
So any repeats, or are you gonna do any?
I think what's going to happen this year, of course, more art shows and more of this here. Musical jam nights. I think we'd
that
like
would be
to do
awesome.
more of that. But I think as far as being in Kelowna,
Yeah.
got to explore the region a bit more.
Yes.
Didn't get
out
much.
there.
There's so many beautiful things to do and to see around here. Rock picking, we just love to go out looking at rocks.
Yeah. Cool.
There's so much to explore.
Well, yes, and tons of wineries and hiking
there's
and
that.
biking
Yeah.
and all the things. There's all the things.
All of the
we
things.
are in the area of all the things.
I wish I could remember the name of the winery. A little south of us here. I went with my sister to.
Is it in West Kelowna?
No, this side.
Oh, okay.
Can't remember. There's a little apple orchard on sort of, in the hills.
Yeah.
And there was a kiosk set up with a fellow and his ukulele and his Hawaiian songs
Oh, okay. Cool.
in the kiosk, and we were, we'd go under the trees and sit in chairs in the middle of
And
this orchard
listen
to
and-
listen to this Hawaiian music.
Oh, fantastic.
Beautiful stuff going
Yeah.
on here.
And there's tons of that, and tons of. I guess they call us the second Napa Valley.
Could be.
Yeah, but lots of musicians that go and seek out these places, breweries, wineries.
Yeah.
Yes.
And as I've been hooking up, meeting other artists nowadays, and the Kelowna Arts Council, we know that there are bridges to be built between visual art and the wineries.
Yes.
There's a lot of wineries that show local art, and we're
absolutely.
thinking maybe there's an art tour
Yeah, that would
of the
be
little galleries
amazing.
that are open
Yeah.
in conjunction with wine or something.
A free glass
Because
of
the
wine.
more you drink,
too.
the better it all looks, right?
And they're willing to buy.
Yeah, they'll put on their wallets.
Oh yes, let's go.
So what are the current projects that you've got on the go?
Next month, coming up quick here, there's a fundraiser at a local winery in West Kelowna, and for a little girl who has cerebral palsy, and the parents are looking to buy a vehicle so she and her wheelchair can get in there.
Community activity,
Yeah, so I have a bunch of sometimes the bigger paintings. So I guess I should back up. So I'm going to this fundraiser as an artist to donate, and so did you. So you and I are donating something similar to this for the project, and then I also have a booth, and so I'll set up artwork that I've done. So I have some larger pieces, but I thought it would be nice to have some more smaller ones.
Excellent.
So yeah, so I'm working on some abstract florals.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, so I'll get back to that later.
Instantly, I recognized cohesive strength, whatever size you're doing.
Ah, thank you.
I don't notice with everybody. Some people that are doing the big stuff and they suddenly go small, and it's like, where's all your magic? Or vice versa. But you really translate.
Well, thank you. It is a bit of a mind bender, and actually one of the practices that we did, not again 300, but we had about 10 or 11 little canvases set up, and to do them all at the same time. So this guy was actually one of those. So that does something else to your brain too, because now you're kind of like, okay, I'm over here, and then I'm gonna take this color, and then I'm gonna go over here, and so that's fun. Going
like
very
a multi-course meal.
Yeah, at the same time. So
timing. It's
I'm in the kitchen. So currently I have 4, but I'm kind of just sticking with one, taking it to a certain, and then I'll move on to the next one. But yeah, it's just fun. It's recently I also did a girl's face, and I don't do those very often, but they're kind of fun because I do them abstract, and so I did it for Valentine's Day. I called it Love Letters, and so I did some newspaper collage, and then a bunch of background abstracts, and then kind of wiggled this face in there.
That's right. And she looks like a little bit like she's from the tropics, perhaps.
Yeah. The picture was, so that one I went on Pinterest and I grabbed a photo. So she's very dark, lovely dark skin, and she was actually quite hard to see. So a lot of that I had to just kind of make up as I went. So again, it's challenging the brain. So it's good. Yes, very fun.
Thank you, everybody. It's been a pleasure, and I'm glad that you hung around and watched all of our
ongoings.
If you want to know more, you can subscribe, of course, and you can also check out my website, ArtframeR.net.